Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Honey Badger doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Anybody in there? Okay. Just checking.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. How are y'all? Hey, Donna.
Oh, I woke up from a nap. I probably won't sleep at all tonight now.
I hate it when that happens. My naps usually last about 12 hours. So I don't know when that started happening. But
Rich, should we break it to him or just let him figure it out for himself?
Which?
What, naps lasting 12 hours?
Oh, those are called comas.
I'm afraid one of these days I'm going to go to take a nap and I'm going to wake up encased in carbonite. Okay, that's...
Or in 2050 AD. 2250 AD. Excuse me, Buck Rogers. I should remember this.
What was that one? Roddenberry wrote it, where they were doing cryogenic experiment on some guy, and then World War III happened while he was in cryogenic suspension. He woke up like 250 years later. Genesis 2.
Genesis 2. Yep. It had to have been either Genesis 2, Earth 2, or there was one more in there.
Now, Earth 2, that was the one with Clancy Brown. Where they
Yeah,
were.
that's a series I wish would have kept going.
Me too.
The one with
and
the one with the
strangely
space
enough, I
station.
got the series on DVD. So after the nuclear apocalypse, when all the data's gone, I'll still be watching movies.
He is a great villain, but I like him as a heroic character better.
He's so good. You know, Clancy Brown is just so good at science fiction. Okay. Earth 2, Starship Troopers, Highlander, for lack of better. Hey, Ryan. Do we need to send Ryan a link? Can we?
The Sleepy Hollow TV series.
He's got a link.
Oh,
Yeah.
he should have. He should have a permit. Yes, I know.
Buckaroo Banzai, another one.
That's what. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yes.
I never forget about that one.
Well, wherever you go,
There you are.
Okay, Ryan has to grow a beard.
Haven't seen them yet, Ryan.
Yeah, he's asking about the Transformers and Indiana
I've seen
Jones.
the Indiana Jones trailer. It looks pretty good.
I haven't seen that. I've seen the Transformers.
Oh, well, hey, we need to get Ryan in here and show trailer. We can't show
No.
trailers on here.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Nope.
There's a scene in the
Damn you
Transformers,
lawyers. Okay.
the Transformers trailer. This guy is inside the whatever the Porsche 911 Transformer is. The 911 Transformer slides in and begins to convert. And he just grabs his book bag and just throws it over his shoulder and starts walking. And then the Transformer forms up behind him.
Okay.
You know, the classic movie scene where the guy hops out of the car, the explosion, and he just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like.
Well, is Abrams doing that? Where's Ryan? Ryan, get in here.
Yeah, Carl just answered. Copyright lawyers prevent them from getting any free advertisement.
Yep.
Now, I'll tell you something about a trailer. I remember when this was like, it just showed up in my memories like 2 or 3 days ago. The Today Show was going to show the trailer to the new Star Wars episode, the new Star Wars movie. Had the actors there in the studio. They went into a break and said, when we come back, we'll play the trailer, da-da-da. They came back and it's them and said, well, we can't show the trailer because we haven't been given permission from Disney. Disney yanked the permission to run the trailer in the break.
Have you heard that Apple is trying to buy Disney?
I thought it was the other way around. I have heard Disney has put in a bid for Warner Brothers. Could you imagine Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse in the same park?
Yeah. Tragically, I could. See the fur and feathers fly there.
3 days ago, Disney CEO Bob Iger notes Apple merger rumors you probably didn't even know existed.
The fact that they're nuking them probably means they're talking about it.
Yeah.
Iger was always good about shooting false stuff down pretty quick, though.
I don't know. They keep throwing dollars at him. It might change his mind.
Yeah. Disney already has a monopoly. No more studios need to be bought. Yep. That's why Amazon's buying up what they can. They just bought MGM. Of course, that may actually bring back a good series.
I just posted the Transformers and Indiana Jones trailers to Stupid O'Clock page and group.
All right. Oh, Dan, I found something the other day that I thought I might tell you about. I found a 10 pence with a almost young Elizabeth on it from 1974. No, wait a minute. 1960.
Y'all excuse me for a moment. I've got pizzas to put in an oven. Back in a moment. And get Ryan and
No, this is a 1 shilling
Oh,
from
okay.
1960. It's worth absolutely nothing now, right?
They have changed the money since then. Yes. Um,
A bank would have to accept it, though, right? A
I
British
haven't.
bank?
I haven't the faintest idea. Now a coin collector, you might get something for that. Wouldn't be an awful lot, but depending on whether or not they wanted that particular item for their collection and how good a shape it's in.
Yeah. Was it made out of silver? That's the thing. I don't know.
Well, they called it silver.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
my baby.
I knew we'd finally get Lindsay to chime in if I could bring up something. Yeah.
Old money at that, dear.
Money older than me. I don't know if you can see it. It's not going to focus, is it? Nope. Oh, well.
That one was minted in 1960, dear.
And it's 1 shilling. Now, how much is a shilling? Is that like a quarter of a pound or?
Trying to remember. It's more like a dime, but the actual worth I do not know from the time period. Back in the day, it was nothing to sneeze at, though. It was a good little allowance for a job done.
Oh.
Yeah, Carl, I do believe decimal was the late 70s. Oh. First is Bubble Baby. Well, somebody that's a coin collector might give him a pretty penny for it.
Yeah, brand new shiny 2022 penny.
I've got, strangely enough, when I went through Shannon, Ireland, I bought some adult beverages, and the change I got back was Irish Euro coins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do that.
Which had this one had the harp on the back. So.
Oh, okay. Shilling is 12 old pence, like
$1.
Okay.
No.
Lindsay Burt Hollifield. Who is this?
That's my wife.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the name is not common on either side of the pond. No, D is the British abbreviation for pence. Don't ask me why.
It's kind of funny that the same people who are complaining about the Americans not wanting to use the metric system still have shillings, pence, pounds, sterlings, sovereign, just anything except coin.
So it's 25p with 100 pence to the dollar in the new money. Oops.
Now,
taking it down.
What I'd love to start a rumor that America converted to the metric system years ago. Our money's been metric for years.
No, I like my story
Yes, it
better.
has.
I like my story better. America converted to the metric system back in 1800, but it took a while to get going. And then the War of 1812 took place. And of course, we won the War of 1812. So when we were sitting down with France and Germany trying to get the surrender document or the peace documents done, France comes along and says, "Hey, did you ever tell Britain you were using the metric system?" America's like, "No." Says, "Hey, don't tell them. When you do the peace document, do it in the old system so that they'll have to go from the metric system and work their way back." And America goes, "That's evil." Germany goes, yeah. And so they did it. And it's a big joke. And it's been going on for over 200 years.
Took a long time for the punchline.
Yep. Oh, no. They're going to take away my American citizenships because I gave away the secret.
No. Don't believe so. Too much paperwork.
Rich?
Yes?
When you were leaned back, there was something behind your head going, no, lean back in the chair like you just were. Now lean back. There you go. Yeah, there. See that, right?
Were you talking about my hair in the fan?
Is that okay? The hair in the fan. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Thought it was a cat hanging on the back of your chair. I could just see the tip of its tail or something.
No, my hair is just past my collar.
Yeah, you talk about cats. I'm about ready to get rid of one.
That's why they
the
invented
new one?
catapult.
Yeah,
You
my
send it to
back
the
now
neighbor's
looks
house.
like I've had a hot date with some kinky chick. Scratched all to pieces.
Well, if you'd quit annoying Donna.
No, I mean, this damn cat, you'll be standing there, making something at the counter or over at the table. Next thing you know, you've got a cat midway up your back climbing.
I don't miss those days.
I mean,
Well, our dog pulled a good one just a few minutes ago.
what'd he do? Or she?
I had myself a nice little snack, some little smoky sausages and some sharp cheddar cheese and some olives and some potato chips, and put the empty bowl over to one side so I could take it to the kitchen next time I went to get a beer. Came back in, the dog had pulled the bowl off of a table she shouldn't have been able to lean that far enough to get to. Spit out the plastic toothpick that I was using to pick everything up with instead of a fork, and eaten the half a paper towel that I'd used to soak up the juice from the little smokies when I nuked them. Oh yeah, honey. I got another one too. Anyway, I came in and just like she ate the paper towel because it had a little bit of pork juice on it.
Well, she probably needed the fiber.
Well, I can't say what I just thought.
Not the green room.
No, but seriously, it did come to mind. So yeah.
Dan, and I almost suckered you into it.
Oh no. Let's just say her next time outdoors is going to be clean.
Well, I never told you the story about our the dog Daisy. She's a Beagle Blue Tick mix.
Mm-hmm.
I kept telling her, get out of the garbage, get out of the garbage. Don't eat the bologna rinds. Don't eat the bologna rinds. Get out of the garbage.
Oh, I know how you had to get rid of the bologna rinds after that.
Well, needless to say, the next morning I take her outside. She goes to do her business. All of a sudden, I see her start spinning and flipping and spinning and flipping and coming to me with her butt dragging the ground. What's wrong with you? And I look down. Needless to say, I had to have a stick to complete the extraction.
Mm-hmm.
You removed the self leash. Oh.
And I'm looking, I looked down at it and I said, I told you not to eat bologna, the bologna skins. And she looked at me like, I didn't eat the bologna skins. I didn't eat the bologna skin.
Okay, I got a question for you, Joe.
What?
I'm looking at the settings for the on StreamYard here, and they got something new. It's called recording.
Yeah. It turns out they've just put something new in. Sorry, Joe. I just read about it 2 or 3 times today. You can get everybody on a panel they can record their own section of it for a later broadcast rather than a live stream. Send it to you, and you can stitch it together. So if somebody's got a bad signal dropout or picket fencing or any of that, it goes away because the recording is from their computer.
Actually, what it does is records their computer records it, and as long as they keep that window open after the show ends, you hit end broadcast or whatever, or stop recording, it then uploads to StreamYard, and then you can download it. Or
That's even better than what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
misunderstood
recording is also available for the free users now as well.
Yeah.
Where before you had to actually do a live stream for the free users. Now the free users, they get, I think, like 5 hours a month or something like that they can record in advance or something.
Yeah, and they can't have as many people on screen at the same time, I think.
And we can do webinars now.
Okay, it will not let me put a GIF as a background though.
No, still won't let you put a GIF as a background yet.
I really wanted to have a disco ball back there.
Nope, you've got to go to the one that Carl uses. The,
OBS.
OBS.
OBS, thank you. And that will let you use an animated background. And you use OBS as your camera for StreamYard. You're using 2 different programs, but it's stitching them together. Skunk did that with his animated backgrounds when he was using the avatar as well as moving pictures in the background. And Kiri probably does something similar.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Joe, at HallowCon 2 years ago? I can't remember who the artist was. That was under we had him out in the lobby under the stairs. Dimitri, thank you. Of course, he I told him I was going to the store, had me get him a couple bottles of wine.
Yeah.
So
like he needed any more.
Well, that's sort of my fault. But, I was the instigator. Or I wasn't an instigator, but I was a facilitator.
Enabler.
That's the good word. So I thought he might be at the convention this year. I didn't know if he was going to be there or not. I can't remember if he was or not.
Wasn't me.
But just in case he was going to be there this year.
What you got, Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. 19 Crimes.
We will let you give us a report when you decide that shouldn't go to waste.
It's a good Cabernet.
He may be at Chattacon.
Really?
Yep.
I think I could hold on to that for another 2 months.
Yeah, a month and a half to Chattacon.
A little bit more than that. Isn't it like 20? What is Chattacon?
13, 14, 15. It's December 1st. Less than a month and a half away.
Oh, and Saturday night when we do the show,
15th.
It'll be Lindsay's birthday.
Oh, we'll all sing Lindsay's happy birthday.
She may let you get away with that. Yeah, baby, that was Snoop Dogg on
Yeah.
the wine bottle.
Oh, hush.
There goes Facebook telling you it's time to start the show.
No, that was my timer saying my pizzas are done.
Oh,
Back in a moment.
there's your other timer.
That ain't my time.
That's mine saying the wife just walked in the door.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Oh,
that right there brings up a subject, Rich. When you come home and you got a dog is just so excited to see you. It's happy. It's, like, I thought I'd never see you again. God, I love you so much. Ah!
I
Cat,
just
you
went
come
to the bathroom, dog. What's the problem?
Yeah, a cat, you could be gone for 2 weeks. It's like, hey, how are you doing? Where the fuck have you been? And turn around and walk off.
Bowl's empty, dude.
My cat Barry is more like a dog, and my dog are basically two ugly cats. It's their miniature pinchers, so they're the size of a cat. They just look funny. They lay around all day and just sleep in sunbeams.
Yeah, those were Rich's dogs that could be heard. He admitted
Yes.
as much.
Yes, Bucky and Bella.
What'd you say?
Bucky and Bella.
Bella. Yeah, we've got a Bella, except she's a teacup chihuahua. A 2.5-pound teacup chihuahua.
That's not a teacup. That's a soup bowl.
Yes, Lindsay.
Apparently,
sing
they're
happy
threatening to sing to you Saturday night, dear.
The whole crew.
Early Merry Birthmas.
Oh, good. The phone is now charged. That makes the phone and the Fire tablet fully charged.
All right, I'll be back in a second because the wife just walked in the door, so I'm going to fix up her plate real quick.
Okay.
That's
Please
just
don't give me
recipe.
straight lines.
So,
Yes.
should we do that or not?
You can do it if you want.
No,
I have to live with her. Notice I didn't say which birthday.
Went to
So
Ingles the other
there.
day. I was shopping. They had leg of lamb roast on sale for half price.
They were charging double for the mint sauce, though, weren't they?
They didn't. All they had was the roast. Didn't have. I had to make my own mint sauce.
Oh, they probably got it on the fancy condiment aisle.
No. I got mint in the backyard. Heck with them.
Oh, okay.
Well, you should have got about 4 or 5 of them, and I would have slowly reimbursed you over the year for HallowCon.
HallowCon.
Yeah.
They would freeze all right, but 4 or 5 wouldn't be large enough for more than the celebrity
Yeah, really. I mean,
dinner.
Well, that's all it'd be for anyway.
No. What I'm going to do with them, I'm thinking I'm going to slice them and mix it with some sirloin, and make me a kebab, and do. They're called gyros in some places, but where I learned how to make them, it's in Germany. They were called doner kebabs, which is the Turkish version. But it's spices, lamb, and some sort of sirloin. But you thin slice it, put it together in a big loaf, and slow roast it on a rotisserie.
Yeah, I was watching something last night about people running a butcher shop in a restaurant, but they were doing everything during the same sort of restraints they had in wartime Britain. So, no ham, almost no beef, but they had plenty of mutton. So they were actually thin slicing mutton and frying it up like it was bacon.
Hmm.
And apparently, it went over real well with the people that tried it out.
Which is why England is so big on spam to this day.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, them and
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Interesting thing that a lot of people don't know: the military or the U.S. government has a special program for pork producers, for pigs, basically. And the reason is pigs are important for war production.
You can probably make a lot of stuff out of a pig.
A, you get the meat, of course, and it goes into every damn near half the rations the military gets of pork. B, the fat goes into making TNT.
Ah.
C, the skin goes into making gloves and other protective gear for military members. So, and footballs.
And footballs.
And footballs.
American footballs, dear.
Yes, American footballs are made with pigs.
That's why they call it throwing a pigskin.
And the companies are owned by pigs.
It's a good thing we ain't monetized.
This show will never get monetized.
No, we didn't come into it for that.
Our
We
viewers
could
would
have 25,000 viewers a show. We'd still never get monetized.
Hey, our viewers would never put up with any commercials.
Nope. And
They barely put up with us.
hey, I am a firm believer that the NFL is just a bunch of crybaby millionaires. Okay, playing a kid's game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh.
And after that one,
Good night, everybody.
Oh.
I just noticed something.
Or what?
I got to play John's favorite one.
Why did we notice something?
It fades out. It fades out.
Oh.
It jumps straight in, but fades out.
Oh, okay.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, well. We sit corrected, gentlemen. Yep. Once you get back to something that can be cut up in a carvery, spam just don't get it.
Hey, I'll tell you though, Tabasco spam. They actually make spam with Tabasco sauce.
Yes, I know.
Excellent on pizza. I kid you not. You know how a lot of people say they hate pineapple on pizza? Well, there's a Hawaiian pizza that is normally Canadian bacon, green peppers, onions, and pineapple.
Pineapple, yeah, and it's excellent.
It is. But you can substitute the Canadian bacon with sliced spam. But I highly recommend the Tabasco spam and not the regular spam.
I like a spam burger.
Now, I got to tell you, I grew up with spam lightly fried and then baked a little while in the oven with a slice of pineapple on top of it. And that was back in the early 60s. And it was not a horrendously difficult financial time, but there wasn't a huge excess of money for the family. at that time either.
Well, my mom used to cube up spam, fry it up,
hmm
and then make gravy
Oh
with the
yeah.
spam in it, and then put the gravy over boiled cabbage.
Now there's a I think he's a Marine veteran that does survival videos on Sunday mornings. And basically, he'll go out in the middle of the woods for a couple of days, build a survival shelter out of whatever he's got or just stuff he's found. And part of the show is the next morning when he wakes up, before he gives his report on how well this worked and how well the equipment panned out, he'll go ahead and make himself a breakfast. Usually it's 2 eggs, but most of the time, it's different flavors of spam chopped up and browned in the pan before he puts the eggs in. And it looks good to me. But, the last thing I remember about spam, I believe it's been a while since I've had any. I don't even remember when it was, but it was incredibly salty.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that was part of the canning process or if it was something the cook did. So I don't know.
Well, if I remember correctly, spam is cooked in the can.
Yeah, I think so.
You can eat it straight out of the can.
Now, the competition,
Treat.
yep, that don't cut it at all.
No,
Really?
I like treat better than I like spam.
Uh, you took the time out to type that when you got pizza? Oh,
Cut and paste, pal. Cut and paste.
uh,
James Buchanan Barnes. Is that Bucky?
Bucky Barnes.
Bucky
The Winter
Barnes from.
Soldier?
Yep.
Okay.
I claim it's short for Buckaroo Banzai. She claims it's short for James Buchanan Barnes. Technically, both Marvel properties.
Technically, yes. Showed up in the movie, too. It's the latest issue. Yes, a lot of people can quote Rocky Horror Picture Show lines. A lot of people can quote Holy Grail lines. I can quote Buckaroo Banzai lines. I'm not ashamed. Maybe I should be, but I'm not.
The wife doesn't let me watch it as much.
We dance when we are able.
On the other hand, let's not go there. It is a boring place. Oh, the spam competition. It's called Treat. And
I think it's Armor that makes
Armor?
treat.
yeah.
And Hormel makes spam.
Interestingly enough, my college gymnastics, well, we called him coach, but he was a TA. He had to go to Hormel the meetings, the chairman of the board, the board of directors meetings. He had to go to those. He and his sister, the only siblings, split 1/7 share of the business, or controlling interest in the business. He was on. They were on. His family owned it. So, a little bit of trivia there.
Oh yeah,
That's an
spam.
awful lot of flavors.
Well, I remember when.
Uh-oh. I've been spammed.
I remember when Spam sponsored the NASCAR car. the number 9 NASCAR, there was a company called Racing Champions.
Hmm.
They couldn't get the license from Spam to make the car. Hormel went to Hot Wheels
Yeah.
to make the car. And the only way you could get the car is through, you had to buy like 20 freaking cans of Spam to mail off the whatever, the little car, the little UPC to get the car. And that became the collectors, one the collectors all wanted because you had to do so much to get it.
Mm. And Bill's probably got 4 of them.
Probably.
And the little plastic model of the SS Guppy from the 60s.
SS Guppy. Which one's the Guppy? The
Uh,
Minnow was.
Captain
Minnow-
Crunch's boat was the Guppy.
Captain
Oh,
Crunch's
okay.
boat was the Guppy. The Minnow was
Gilligan's
the boat that
Island.
took them all to Gilligan's Island. No bonus points for this round.
Now, I remember the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang toy that came in the cereal box.
Oh, wow. I never saw that.
I had the Denty Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
The larger size?
The die-cast metal. Denty used to make all the Jerry Anderson stuff. Space
Oh,
1999 UFO and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, I remember it was a little plastic car and had like a thing in the bottom that a steel ball bearing snapped up into, where it would roll across the floor.
What was it? I'm trying to remember what those were called. There was a track for them.
Well, you probably could use them on a Hot Wheels track, but it was definitely not Hot Wheels. Don't remember.
I remember when the Hot Wheels wheels used to pop off.
Oh,
Had
yeah.
the little white bearing. With
Yeah.
Hmm.
If you can find one of those in good shape now, they're worth a damn fortune.
The axle's bent too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, kids bent them on purpose. Raised it up a little. That way, the little thing that you like a service station, you drove it through on the track, and it had 2 little rubber wheels on the inside. Give it a nice little push going out the other side so it could go through the loop-to-loop without falling down. Oh, Lindsay had the die-cast Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. All right.
Let me ask you this, Dan. This is geek trivia here. What was the license number for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
I do not remember.
Rich?
Don't recall off the top of my head. It's been a long time since I've been able to watch that in this house. I used to watch it every time it came on Disney's Sunday Night Classics.
Yeah.
Oh, Carl's trivia is easy to answer.
Yeah. The tag number was GEN 11. Gen 11.
Jeannie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And do you know there were 3 cars made for the movie?
Yeah. I'd love to have had one of them. The one that was drivable. Wouldn't quite trust the one that was flyable.
And the boat.
Yeah, there was a boat car, there was a flying car, and then the road car.
Mm-hmm.
The road car lives in Florida now, owned by a private collector.
All right. Now, how about Carl's trivia question, which, we all should know.
Fleming. Ian.
Ian
Ian
Fleming.
Fleming. Which is
Did you know there were 2 in the series?
yes. and they both
I
got bastardized into one movie.
I actually had the paperback of the second book before the movie came out. So I only picked up bits, and it was totally different script. And then
Uh,
there was a movie adaptation book as well.
Okay, you got Chitty Prime, you got Chitty Beta, you got the trailer Chitty, the flying Chitty, the transforming Chitty, the hovering boat Chitty, and the X-Racer number 3 Resto Mod. Resto Mod? Where the hell did they come up with that word? That must be British. Let's see.
Restored model.
Ah. And then
I'm guessing.
a green Chitty, a pointing Chitty, a Grant Chitty, a Rothwell Chitty, a Garofalo Chitty, a Skinner Chitty, a West End Chitty, a Broadway and U.S. Tour Chitty, and a UK Ireland Tour Chitty.
So it may still be possible to get a drivable model.
You know, I think there's more Chitty Chitty Bang Bangs out there than there were the Stutz Bearcats that were built off of.
Probably so.
oh, and it was filmed at the same time as You Only Live Twice.
Oh, here's an interesting piece of trivia. The original drivable Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the V12 engine that was in it,
Yeah.
came out of a Zeppelin.
Huh.
Yeah. And there was a whole slew of race cars after the war that used the 12-cylinder Rolls-Royce engine that was in Spitfires,
Right.
and they were good.
But yeah, if you watch the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and You Only Live Twice, you'll see a lot of the same filming locations.
Yeah. Interesting thing about there was a guy that he raced powerboats that used the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine in it, and he flew a Mustang at air shows with the thing. And the problem was, because he was using these Rolls-Royce Merlin engines all the time, he wore them out, and it's hard to find parts for them now.
Yeah.
He got busted down in Australia. He went to the UK nuclear testing grounds in Australia because they set up several military vehicles out in their nuclear testing area as nuclear targets. Detonated the bombs to see what it would do to various military gear that they had at the time. They had tanks out there, and strange enough, it did so little damage to the tanks, they actually pulled the tanks back out of the nuclear testing ground and used them in Vietnam. Okay. But they had all these P-51 Mustangs sitting on a fake airfield out on the nuclear testing ground. And the problem was it tore up all the lighter skinned parts of the airplane. The plexiglass bubbles and everything like that. And the thinner parts of like the flaps and the rudder and the ailerons all got tore up. So they just left them sitting there. He went out there and pulled the engines out of them and was trying to get them back to the United States for spare parts and set off a Geiger counter at the port.
Wouldn't need glow plugs.
Now, guy, this happened back in the early 80s. A guy went to a military auction at a warehouse, and he bought these crates. You know, unopened crates since World War II. It was like a warehouse full of them. He bid, I think he ended up like paying $150,000, $200,000 for them. Gets them, opens them up. They were crated P-51s headed for the Pacific Theater.
Ooh. That's even better than the legendary $40 Jeep in a crate.
Yeah, but yeah, he ended up getting like 12 P-51 Mustangs.
Oops. You know, he may not have been able to reassemble the actual airplane for, legal reasons, but those engines would sell for more than the airplanes would.
Jack Roush owns one of them. You've seen the Roush Fords, trucks, and Mustangs and all that? Yeah, he owns one of them. Yeah, they were reassembled and flown.
You couldn't arm them, but you could put them together and fly them.
I think the Commemorative Air Force got 2 or 3 of them. The EAA up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, got some of them. And a few of them were the trainers,
The two-seaters?
the 2-seaters.
Ooh.
I did not even know they made a 2-seat Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently, from what little I've read, a lot of trainer airplanes were 2-seater versions of single-seater fighter planes or
Yeah.
whatnot.
And now there is not a. All the 2-seaters have been officially retired by the FAA. They will not permit them to fly now.
Too valuable.
No. Too old.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be flying bombers that the FAA will not permit in just a few years.
I thought we already were.
I don't know if y'all saw that post I did, which is when the last Boeing 747 crew takes their airplane to the boneyard, parks it there, gets off, and they're going back to the airport they came from. They'll fly back on a DC-3.
The last crew of the B-52 hasn't been born yet.
Nope.
That's already been said. The last crew of B-52 has not been born yet.
That thing, they're going to keep it in the air till it can't get in the air no more.
Have you ever seen the Star Trek joke with the B-52 with the warp nacelles?
No. Oh. Yeah, they're retrofitting the engines now. The B-52 will fly with Rolls Royces.
And they'll be even quieter than they once were.
Yep. And not leave that beautiful black trail of smoke.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Two different people that do canal boat videos. They both of them went past the same place on the same canal. This guy with a looked like a tar paper shack from the canal. Got a garage sitting there with the 1920s Rolls Royce
Sitting in
it. I think it's the 20s. It might be 30s. I'm not sure, but it was one of the long with the square passenger cabin. And it looks like he goes out there and polishes it every day. I swear it does. But if you had Rolls Royce, what else could you do? I'd be too afraid to drive one. Not an antique, no. That'd be like taking a Ming vase to a bowling alley. Just asking for trouble.
I'll tell you what I want is a 1921 Oldsmobile Model 46 Roadster.
The Tin Lizzie?
Nope.
Or was that was a Ford, wasn't it?
Yeah. 1921 Oldsmobile. I'm gonna make a damn truck out of it.
My dream car is a '61 Mako bed.
My dream
Corvettes
car,
were always my favorite car. Oh, sorry.
my dream car is sitting out in the driveway. Just hoping to keep it on the road. Oh. Hello, Mr. Bachman. Yeah, Carl,
Hey, Joe.
insuring one of those other cars would be like buying a brand new one every year.
Yeah.
Unless he don't put insurance on it and don't ever drive it. I mean, it's next to a canal. You can't see a driveway to get him to the nearest road. How it got there, I do not know. Oh, there's another one. Somebody else just went by it on a video today. This guy was having an argument with the Canal and River Trust about them charging him a mooring fee on his own land because he had a boat sitting there on his next to his own land, permanently moored. They wanted to charge him, which is so he dug himself out a little canal just as long as the boat, pulled the boat into it, and then filled in the bank so that it can never go back out on the canal again. Just out of spite. As long as he was away from their right of way on the sides of the canal, they can't charge him anything. Yeah, antiques is a fascinating subject. Everybody's got their own favorites, and they tend to learn a little bit about their favorites and maybe some others contemporary to that, just to be able to have a topic of conversation. And because it's fun.
Yeah, and this is why I want a 1921 old Model 46 Roadster.
You keep saying that like you think, oh, it's a Beverly Hillbillies truck.
That's what it was. That's what the truck was. It was a 21 Olds.
All right, now we get the point. And you see the auxiliary fuel tank on the front there filled with Granny's rheumatism medicine.
Yep.
Got 32 miles to the pint.
Yeah.
And Granny got about 22 years to the pint.
Just
to the
about.
gallon.
Oh, I need to go back to bed. I ain't woke up yet. What are you doing, John?
I clicked back, and for some reason, the sound was on.
Oh,
I clicked back, and for some reason, the sound was on.
And it's still going.
yep.
There.
Well, in order to make comments without having it show up once for every channel we're in here, I pulled up Stupid O'Clock on the iPad, and that's where I'm making my comments. Had the sound all the way down.
I normally bring up one of our Facebook or YouTube windows that we're broadcasting on, but I turn the sound down, and then I can comment there.
Yeah, same thing. Same principle.
Without doing this.
Yep. Exactly. That is the phenomenon I try to avoid.
Oh, it even goes to Twitch.
They notice that, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I do anything with Twitter. You know, it's kind of funny to see all this thing about Elon Musk buying Twitter, and I've never been on Twitter. I mean, other than people posting it to Facebook, I've never been on Twitter.
Well, I saw this meme that, you know, Twitter.
We didn't have all these problems with MySpace.
Yeah, yeah. I saw this meme today that says, you know, my First Amendment rights have been violated. It's one of those diagram things. Yes, no, but was it a government agent that said it? Agency or judge or police officer that said it? No, your rights have not been violated. Next one down, yes, your rights have been violated. Then over to the next side, it says, was this on a social media site such as Twitch, Facebook, or whatever? Twitter, all that. Guess what? It's a private company. They didn't silence you. You agreed to their terms of service of what you can and can't say.
Mm-hmm.
I say we
That's
need
right.
to do a class action lawsuit for everybody on the planet against Facebook. Hey, they're telling me what the community standards are, but the rest of the community doesn't agree with it. So
Go to MeWe.
ain't nobody there I want to talk to.
Yeah, it's a howling wasteland. Yeah.
So is MySpace.
Yeah. Now all the pedophiles are gone. Since everybody shifted to Facebook, all the child molesters left MySpace. And yes, I do know that from having been on MySpace, and that the only reason I was there was because the kids were there. Mine and Lindsay's mostly, but a couple of the others that I've helped raise. And it got pretty bad there for a while. And everybody swapped over to Facebook before it got totally corrupted. And now people are going, well, Facebook isn't what it used to be. Well, nothing is. But the alternatives are not quite able to compete yet. Might be sometime in the future.
The only choice is TikTok or what is that? Snapchat.
Well, those are like mini video channels. What's the time limit on TikTok? I think it's like a couple of minutes. A minute.
It used to be a minute. It has been upped in recent time.
Yeah, Tom, we miss you.
We didn't have any problems with this guy. Okay, all you had to do was understand HTML, and you were good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have any problem with Tom, except his servers would crash 3 or 4 times an hour. I mean, day.
TikTok can go up to 3 minutes now.
3 minutes. Oh. Of course, TikTok has done, so much, grabbed so much of the market that Facebook and YouTube are doing shorts. The shorts and reels are competition to TikTok.
Yep.
A lot of the shorts on YouTube are just reposted TikToks too.
Do what?
A lot of the shorts on YouTube are just reposted TikToks.
Yeah.
And a lot of the TikToks that pop up on your Facebook movies?
Just repost.
Quite a lot of them are just clips from porn. Or amateur-made porn.
Thankfully, I don't get any of those.
Yeah.
My little eyes couldn't stand seeing something like that.
Uh, they leave it to the sit-up part of the movies. They don't show anything graphic, and if there's anything that shouldn't be seen, it gets blurred out.
But the music is so good.
Hey, Michaela. Oh.
Don't ask me, Carl. I don't know why I get it.
I'm glad I don't receive any for the simple reason my wife would kill me, even if I don't look at it, if it just shows up in my feed just because of people posting stupid crap.
Yeah. I have to go to the movies thing to clear out the little number of how many new posts have been made. Like on the marketplace thing, same thing. And I just look at it and I go, no. One day I'm going to be gone, and somebody's going to be going through my Facebook and click on this damn link, and it's going to be
The original
Wrong.
TikTok.
Wrong
Susie
TikTok.
Cream Cheese. Yeah.
No, that Carl and Don are trying to figure out why they're not getting those videos.
Don't ask me. I don't know why I am. It's a mystery.
You know, a lot of people don't give this guy enough credit in Disney, because he was like the ultimate Disney villain, and then he went on. He started a shoe company. I'm glad Rich got that joke.
Technically, he'd be an anti-hero because he helps,
Well, he
unarmed
wasn't exactly
a villain.
friendly with Peter Pan and the boys either.
That's why I said anti-hero. But he helps disarm a villain.
Twice.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good night, Joe. Be safe.
Oh, taking pictures of a highway under construction.
And always walk against traffic. Don't walk with the traffic. Walk against the traffic.
About 30 yards up above the ditch.
While driving a dump truck.
Yeah, really. Something safe.
Captain Hook would not be the man he was if it wasn't for this guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
What was Captain Hook's name before this guy showed up? Okay.
George.
Question for the ages.
I
No, actually, what is his name? Shit.
Oh, shit. I think I've been on that boat before.
that was one of the sidekicks in a Indiana Jones movie.
Killian Jones.
Was that his name? Captain Killian Jones?
Hook is born Killian Jones, who becomes captain of the Jolly Roger after his brother's death. His hand is cut off by Dark Trickster Rumpelstiltskin. Okay, so that's a different version than Peter Pan. Wait, what? Christopher Walken played Captain Hook in the 2014 Peter Pan Live?
Really?
Live.
I've got to go check that
No
out.
kidding. That actually sounds interesting.
Captain James Hook.
Yeah.
So his name was Hook before he lost his arm.
Yeah.
For some reason, I wanted to say his name was Henry, but
I actually like the movie Hook.
Me too.
Yes.
the Robin Williams movie.
For some reason, I love that. What happened after they lived happily ever after?
Mm-hmm. James Bartholomew Hook. Thank you, Donna.
I mean, and there's one.
So his name was originally Hook, He gets his hand bitten off by a crocodile and has to wear a hook. Now that is irony, okay?
Yeah.
Unless
Good
it
thing
was
his last name
stealing.
wasn't Balls.
Now I love that. What happened after? Because what really got me into that was there was a fan film that came out back in the early 2000s. It was a fan made trailer called Grayson. Have you seen that, Rich?
Somewhere around here, I actually have a DVD bought from Gen Con that actually has that fan-made trailer and some behind-the-scenes for it, as well as some other Batman shorts.
Absolutely brilliantly done.
Yes. And the amount of guerrilla filming they had to do for that, they had no permits to do any of it.
Filming in Los Angeles.
Yes. So where they actually are really tight on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And oh yeah, it's my hats off to that. Okay, he's got to be right around my age. I would assume by now. I was going to say young gentleman, but I've had that DVD for
20 years.
15, 20 years. Yeah, damn near.
Oh, have you ever seen Wizard of Speed and Time? Mike Jitlove, I do believe.
Sounds familiar.
It might not be Speed in Time. I don't think it's Space in Time. I think it's Speed in Time. But it's all live action stop motion.
1988, 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Well, that's probably the biography that explained it. The original thing was only like 10, 15 minutes long.
It looks like the original short film was in 1979.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess it got turned into a feature film in 1988.
Yep. I do believe it's the same principle that they used in some of the old basically there was gasoline commercials. People in stop motion sitting on a road pretending they're inside of a car, but actually moving forward and
Rear
all this other.
projection.
No.
Oh.
It was stop motion. It was stop motion animation, but with live actors. Time consuming to do.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
You click off a few frames and then move, and click off a few frames and move, and click off a few frames and move. And then you edit it together so it's unbroken motion the entire way through. Was quite groundbreaking at the time. No pun intended. Gonna need a bigger boat.
What was funny was a lot of the people that they had in the background while they were filming this, like Glenn Close was dressed up as a male pirate, but you can't tell it's her. She didn't have a speaking line or anything. She was just one of the pirates on the dock or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of stars that just doing cameos in it.
Yeah, just standing around like,
Oh yeah.
I think Phil Collins was the
Inspector.
Yep.
I'm thinking a lot of actors were like, okay, Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman are in this thing, and Bob Hoskins.
and Bob
Sign me the hell up.
Yeah, really.
Maggie
All work for
Smith.
scale.
Yeah.
I just I can't remember the guy that played Toodles, or the guy that lost his marbles and they found his marbles.
Oh,
He's a famous actor too. I can't remember.
Yeah.
His name.
Yep, I remember his face, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Hook was absolutely probably the best. What happened after?
Arthur Mellon.
Yes.
And what was her? She was real famous at the time. She was in 3 really good movies at the time. She was in Face Off with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. She was in Hook, and she was in a movie of Kevin Kline and Anakin Skywalker.
Hayden Christensen.
That guy, yeah.
Oh, good grief!
Yes.
I'm sitting here looking at
I thought you were Charlie Brown.
the IMDb. Julia Roberts was Tinkerbell.
Yes.
Yep.
How could we forget that one? Jeez.
Yeah.
And Wendy. Wendy was somebody.
Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on which Wendy. Older Wendy or younger Wendy.
Granny Wig.
Older Wendy, yes.
Granny
Dame,
Wig.
Dame
Wendy.
Maggie Smith, yes, indeed.
Laurel Cronin was the housekeeper.
I'm trying to. The kid that played Jack was also in Dick Tracy with Warren Beatty. Played the kid. Whose name officially in the movie was the kid. I think at the end he actually changed it to Dick Tracy Jr.
Oh,
Kelly
no.
Rowland as Peter's mother. Oh, Rebecca Hoffman. Said Jane. Jake Hoffman. Good grief.
Yeah,
Just
Charlie Corsmo was Jack.
Corsmo. That's whatever happened to him? Is this? Because he was in a whole bunch of movies back then, and then just kind of I don't know if he grew up and you can't tell who he is, or
You'd have
let's see.
to Google that one.
He was in Can't Hardly Wait in 1998. Then he was in Chain for Love in 2018. He only has 8 acting credits. 91 was Hook. 91 was also The Doctor. 91 was also What About Bob? So 1991 was a busy ass year for the boy.
Yep.
1990 was Men Don't Leave, Dick Tracy, and Heatwave.
and then after 91 he had Can't Hardly Wait in 98, and then he was Chained for Life
Head of Director.
2018. I mean,
Well, it might have been the curse of many a child actor that just no longer got cast once they grew up.
I got you some good trivia. At the end of Hook, there was a man and woman kissing on the bridge, and they flew over and the sprinkle fell on them and they started floating away. Do you know who those two were? I see Dan thinking. Dan knows, but he can't remember.
No, I'm thinking something totally different. I'm sure. Unless it
Rory
really
and Amy
was Mary
Pond?
Poppins and Dick Van Dyke.
No.
See, I told you I was thinking something different.
Rory and Amy Pond.
No.
Because it sounds like something they'd get in trouble.
George Lucas and Carrie Fisher.
Oh,
And the shoe stealing pirate. You remember the shoe stealing pirate?
It sounds like something on House of the Dragon.
That was Jimmy Buffett. So
Well,
now
I'm
the
just-
parrot heads have to own a copy of Hook.
sounds like he learned his lesson about walking barefoot on the beach and stepping on a pop top.
Yep. That was why.
Yeah.
Smell those shrimp bubbling in oil.
And you know, Jimmy Buffett was in the
Jurassic
Chris
Yeah.
Pratt Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. What was that called?
Jurassic World.
Lost World.
Jurassic World. Thank you. He was in Jurassic World, and I love the scene that dinosaurs are invading the tourist area. He grabs 2 margaritas and takes off running with the margaritas.
Saves the margaritas.
Saves the margaritas.
For
My
later.
first concert that I attended, Jimmy Buffett. Fruitcakes.
Jimmy Buffett won't play Chattanooga anymore. John, you've heard that story, haven't you?
No.
Ingle Stadium, the infamous Ingle Stadium concert.
Enlighten me, because I may have been in Germany when that happened.
Something happened with the sewer line out towards outside the stadium, which flooded the outfield where all the people were standing in mud, shitty mud, up ankle deep shitty mud. The whole place stunk. He quit the concert halfway through because he couldn't breathe. And people were still standing out there. He said he'll never play Chattanooga again.
I bet you none of them had their lighters in the air wanting an encore, afraid the stadium would blow up. Oh. Well, gentlemen, the question that asks itself in my mind and demands an answer is: how are we going to top this one Saturday night?
I believe in karma. So there's a very real possibility something horrible will happen between now and Saturday that we get to talk about.
Oh,
All right, Carl, are you talking the play Into the Woods, or are you talking about the Disney film adaptation of it?
Hey, Zach.
Is that
gonna have to go down the hall. I'll be right,
All right.
back.
Okay. Do I need to send Zach a link?
If Zach
Or-
send Zach a link if he wants to come in, he can come in.
Is
Because
he
I
not
got
part of our-
questions.
Is he not part of our thing? Or,
No,
we'll
he-
ask him if he gets in.
Yeah.
I'm sending you, Zach. I'm sending it to Discord.
Because I've got questions, Zach. Something has popped up on Twitter from Cosmic Perspective, and I want to hear your take on it. I've already gave answers, and everybody's
It's on
like,
Discord, Zach. Oh,
not again. You just need to stay the hell out of Florida, Zach.
oh, wait. weren't you just on a cruise? I mean, like this morning? Because I just think I've been watching all your pictures of your cruise stuff. So that's
No, Cosmic Perspective said there was a unusual sound that they recorded during the launch of SLS. It was a pingy sound during the launch, and I'm saying it sounds like it was. Oh, he's saying it's the first time he's tested positive, but he's sure he's had it 3 or 4 times. Um, it was a pingy sound.
I joined COVID of the Month Club. They send me a new one every month.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get my booster shot tomorrow so I can go to Chattanooga.
Sorry. No,
So are you going to get a booster, John, or are you going to just give them a negative test?
Who?
Chattacon, they say everybody's got to show proof of a test or a
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I was just wondering what's your opinion on it.
Who me? I'll probably give you a shot. I've been waiting for you had the first one and the second one. Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Omicron, Novacron, Polycron, Megatron, whatever the COVID is that they're up to now. I'm waiting for them to get the
Dragon Con.
Dragon Con.
Did I say that out loud?
Don't laugh. Some of these conventions are so big they could probably spawn their own version of COVID.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud?
One of the main reasons
The
for the
Comic
past
Con
several,
variant of COVID-19.
yeah, it's the past several years. Gen Con has been going back live, and I'm in a bunch of Gen Con groups and stuff like that. And I'm like, with how bad normal con crud is, with it jacked up with the vid, oh hell no. Morbidly obese, diabetic. No, I've got too many comorbidities right there. No.
I'm waiting to hear about all the COVID-19 variants that come off of the World Cup soccer thing. That'll be the next thing you're bitching about.
Okay, yeah, he says he'll check into it tomorrow. Yeah, Cosmic Perspective posted it on Twitter. And Zach, to tell you what it sounds like blaster fire from Star Wars.
You know how they made that sound effect?
Yeah. Crescent wrench on a guide wire.
They went out for metal wrench, put the microphone next to a guy wire on a power line, telephone pole or something like that, and they would smack it with the wrench and get that sound. And they would do different size steel cables and different lengths
to get to different notes.
You'd have the deeper ones for the big guns and the tiny ones for the handguns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if there wasn't something inside the fuel tank that was doing that.
No, it was echoes off the VAB.
Did you see the elevator door pictures?
Yeah.
Now that I got an excuse not to use that launch pad the next time.
It took them forever to do anything on Launchpad because they could not use the elevators. They are broke. Which I blame Big Bang Theory because it's the whole explosives in the elevator thing for the entire episode or the entire show.
Oh, come on. You know it was Gary Seven's fault.
Yeah, they
Or
say
was
that
no?
they say it happened when the SRBs ignited because you could. They showed the video. You could see the shock wave when they went off. Oh, sorry.
You know, it's a shame we don't have an organization in Florida that shot off rockets
It's-
before they could tell them all about this stuff. Maybe some national organization
Why?
deals with air and space.
Well, here's the thing. Why did you put the elevators on the rocket side of the tower?
Especially when nobody was aboard.
At the base of the rocket side of the tower.
Yes. When you
Oh,
go up
rocket
onto
side. I thought you said sight.
when you go up onto the gantry area and they got that big tower holding up the rocket, okay, there's an elevator that runs up there. The doors are facing the rocket. Rocket takes off, blast comes out the bottom, elevator doors.
No more.
The elevator doors are permanently open.
Either that or they're welded shut.
No, they're permanently open.
Oh, okay.
Zach, the reason behind that would be America, because we can.
We spent $2 billion. Now we got to prove it works.
Zach, I'm going to tell you why they did SLS period. $18 billion.
There was a lot of paychecks depending on that thing actually working.
No, the paychecks were already spent. I mean, it's you just bought a big Dan. You just spent $18 billion on a firework display. Are you just gonna throw it in the closet and forget it, or you gonna go light that son of a bitch?
Future paychecks depending on that thing working. There's probably a lot of contracts for parts being made for the next one, even though they haven't even designed the next one yet.
Especially for
Oh,
the
they-
elevator doors.
Yeah. Otis Company is working on that.
Yeah. Can you imagine getting that phone call at the Otis Elevators? How can we help you? Yeah, our rocket blew the doors off the front of your. Say that again, please. Your rocket.
I'm
blew the
busy
doors
writing out an
off of
estimate.
our
Say that
elevator.
slower.
Or you could spend $4 million on a tower that's going to catch the damn thing when it comes back. If they just figure out how to get the concrete to survive the blast.
Well, that's the thing about concrete. Nobody can remember how the Romans did it right.
I don't think the Romans could handle the blast of that bitch.
I don't know. That's some pretty tough concrete. It stood up to
There are
a few
still
thousand years of weather.
there are still harbors in the Roman Empire that were built with that hydraulic concrete they made that are still operational. The seawalls are still working.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people in Europe that have little sections of Roman roads, and they're in better shape than the modern roads that replaced them. Oh, maybe that's what we need to teach Alabama to do: make roads out of Roman concrete.
Skunk, I'll call you right now. I'll be right back, guys.
That do sound like a necessary summons there. And not one of those, you coming with me, boy, sort of things. Oh, ouch. Might be time for the next dose. Pardon me while I whip this out. But it does make me able to sit for longer periods of time. Unfortunately,
Those are the elevator doors.
Wait a minute. Those are the elevator doors from the Matrix. Well, one of them is. The other three are gone. Ah. Ping. We need rockets. Lots and lots of rockets.
You know, hello, Otis Elevator. Yeah, this is NASA. Can you send some maintenance people over to check out these elevators for us? Sure, no problem. Bill, what the hell did you do to our elevators?
Joe was actually on site for the launch, and he had some Taco Bell and had to find some place real quick to.
Oh, that was the one with the
No,
with
the doors were
scream
on the
at
other
the
direction.
end.
The doors would have beat the rocket into outer space.
like the manhole cover above the nuclear explosion. Ain't no telling how far out there that thing is.
The last thing that I read about that, and somebody actually went back. Apparently, when Stephanie went and did a few calculations, it got on the internet, and a bunch of NASA people went and redid the thing, and apparently they're all of the opinion it vaporized. So,
Well, it did probably have the word teleport on it, like a lot of them do. Yeah, it kind of got teleported, but nobody ever was able to put it back together.
no, it wasn't that kind of manhole cover, but it was bigger, much larger. What I'm gonna have to find that. I'm going back. Atomic bomb. Cover. And strange enough, there's one on Business Insider, Gizmodo, YouTube, something ZME Science,
And stupid
Beyond
blog.
Belief. Well, by the way, the shot that they fired this thing with was Operation Plumb Bob. Fastest manhole cover in human history, legend or truth. That's from spaceue.news. Wood Panda. For those of you who don't know what the heck we're talking about, when they were testing atomic weapons underground in the Nevada test site back in the 60s and 70s, they had this big manhole cover over one of the shafts. When it exploded, it shot the manhole cover up with the atomic blast. They were taking 1,000 frames a second pictures of the atomic blast going off. They only caught the manhole cover in one frame. They caught it for 1/1000th of a second. They did some calculations and figured it left orbit and may have actually been the first man-made object ever put into space, even before Sputnik. At least I think it was this. That would have been the 50s, wouldn't it?
It would have been the 50s for Sputnik, yeah.
57. Did a manhole cover really make it to space in 1957?
Oh, well, close.
Well, let me see. Business Insider has a story on it. The
What
fastest
month was that test? If it was before October, then it beat Sputnik.
See, when was Plumb Bob? So I'll go look that up because Business Insider's covered up with ads and crap.
Yeah.
Operation
October 7th, 1957.
Yeah.
Between May 28th and October 7th, 1957.
Yeah, Operation Plum Bob had several shots. And for those of you who don't know, the Nevada test area, this huge desert area that they've got with mountains and everything like this, dry lakes and things of this nature, is divided up into areas. Area 1 through such. So whenever you hear someone talking about Area 51, that's actually on the far eastern side of the Nevada test area. It's on the opposite side of a ridge from where they did all the nuclear testing. So
Groom Lake, Nevada.
Yep.
Our yachts are. Our lake is dry, but our yachts fly. The Groom Lake Yacht Club.
The missing steel bore cap. Okay. In 1956. Now, when did Sputnik go up?
57.
Okay, so this did go up before Sputnik.
Uh-huh. I do believe Sputnik 1 was in mid-October 57, and Sputnik 2 was my birthday in November. Me and Godzilla.
The first subterranean
and
test
Adamant
was a nuclear device known as Pascal A, which was lowered down a 500-foot borehole. However, the detonated yield turned out to be 50,000 times greater than anticipated. You know, with nuclear weapons, that's one hell of a mistake right there.
It really, somebody missed a decimal point somewhere. Well, 2 decimal points.
Maybe 3. Creating a jet of fire that shot hundreds of feet into the sky. They had a lot of accidents out there, by the way. That's one of the reasons they had to mostly abandon Area 51 Groom Lake facility. Let's see. During the Pascal B, which was in August of 57, a 900 kilogram, 2,000 pound steel plate cap, a piece of armor plate, was welded over the borehole to contain the nuclear blast, even though Professor Brownlee predicted it wouldn't work. When Pascal B was detonated, the blast went straight up the test shaft, launched the cap into the atmosphere at a speed of more than 66 kilometers per second. Which would be 41 miles per second, or roughly 150,000 miles per hour.
And
the plate was never found.
Yeah. I think escape velocity is what, 17 miles per second?
It was a 1-ton steel cap made out of basically battleship armor. So, scientists believe compression heating caused the cap to vaporize as it sped through the atmosphere. A high-speed camera, which took 1 frame per millisecond, was focused on the borehole because studying the velocity of the plate was deemed scientifically interesting. After the detonation, the plate appeared in only 1 frame. This was enough to make an estimate. And let's see. It reached a speed of approximately 6 times Earth's escape velocity.
So if it didn't vaporize, it still...
He says they have no idea what happened to the cap, but he always assumed that it was probably vaporized before it went into space. But can you imagine if we started an industrial war because we hit some alien spacecraft with a damn piece of steel plate?
Or if we get to the point where we are able to get vehicles out to mine some of the asteroids out there in the system, and all of a sudden we see that lodged into one of the asteroids.
You land on Mars, for the first time. You get out, you're stepping around, all of a sudden you see the astronaut goes out to plant the flag, and you hear clank. What the heck? What the heck? There's a big steel plate out here. It's horribly deformed by heat and pressure.
And there's a rather sizable crater around it because it must have been moving at quite a clip. Oh, yeah.
Where's Stephanie when we need her?
Hopefully sound asleep. She's not been having a good time of it lately, so hopefully sound asleep.
John Rhys Davies is going to be in the new Indiana Jones series. So that's the new movie that's coming out. As old as he is, he's still playing
Right.
Fezzik, or not Fezzik. Damn, can't believe I forgot the character name.
When it comes to acting, as long as you can hit your mark and remember your lines, it don't matter how old you are. Once you've got that big a reputation,
Sala.
you're going to get work.
Sala was the guy's name, the character name. Because I lived in Raiders of the Lost Ark, he was always singing Gilbert and Sullivan tunes. And of course, Star Trek went and made the Gilbert and Sullivan jokes. Star Trek Insurrection. I love that. I love that joke. He asked Mr. Worf, "Mr. Worf, you know Gilbert and Sullivan?" And he goes, "No, I haven't been back long enough to familiarize myself with all the new crew members." They're composers.
Sir, I must protest. I am not a married man.
That actually sounded like
You did pretty good on that one, yes.
My favorite Worf line of all time. So,
The Warriors drink.
I think my favorite Worf line was when Riker goes and told him, it's a tough little ship. He looks at him and goes, "Little." And then right after that, he says, "Worf, we could use your hand at tactical." He leans over and goes, "You do remember how to fire phasers, right?"
Just kidding. Oh.
Yes, First Contact is possibly the greatest Star Trek movie ever made. Just because it's got everything, Borg, time travel, Klingons. I mean, just, and Zephyr Cochrane. And the crew of the Enterprise getting drunk. And of course, Riker shooting Zephyr Cochrane in the butt with a phaser.
We don't have time for this.
We don't get time for this. And of course, Zephyr Cochrane making the first warp ship that humans have ever built into space and has to play Steppenwolf.
Hey, some things are traditional.
Even though it wasn't. I hate the fact that they couldn't get the licensing for the Steppenwolf song. Had to get somebody else to sing it. Damn lawyers.
I don't know. Every time I watch that movie, I get hung up on Oogie Doogie.
When you get to hell, there's going to be this really long line of people standing waiting to get in. They're all lawyers. Everyone else gets to go to the express lane. They make lawyers wait. And then they make them refile all their paperwork.
Any truth to that rumor there, Rich?
No, I love that. I work for a big firm.
Yeah, but it's a nice daydream.
I got a joke. It's a lawyer joke. And since we've only got a few more minutes left in the show here, go ahead and tell my lawyer joke. Bill Gates dies and goes to heaven. He's standing there, and St. Peter's looking at the computer and goes, I hate to tell you this, but your name's not on the list. I'm a philanthropist. I've given billions of dollars away to charities. It's like, how can I not be on the list then? I'm sorry, man, your name's not on the list. You're going to have to go to the other place. A few days later, they figure out the computer was messed up and that he was actually supposed to get into heaven. So they go and tell God. God goes, okay, I'll take care of it. He goes down to hell. He's talking. He says, hey, Satan, we accidentally sent somebody down here by accident. Their name was supposed to be on our list, but the computer messed up. Satan, no problem. Who was it? He goes, Bill Gates. He goes, nope, you can't have him. What do you mean? You can't have him. Since he's been down here, says, our computers work. Our air conditioning started working, and everybody's got ice water. Says, you can't have him. Says, but he's supposed to be in heaven. Says, nope, can't have him. Says, well, I'll sue. And Satan goes, where are you going to get a lawyer? Yes, that is
a few
my
minutes
favorite.
early, but I thought it was a good punchline.
That was a good time to do it. I'm surprised you didn't do the drum roll.
Nah, I don't have anything really memorized on Joe's video list. I'd scroll down and find everything. See, I've got a much shorter list for my channel.
Just so for those of you who are home, Joe has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drum rolls on here. Okay. And and then we got
And I'm back. Oh.
Two, I swear to God.
Heard you telling your story. Well, I heard a story about this lawyer and preacher died, and they both got to the pearly gates at the same time. St. Peter checked credentials. Says, okay, guys, yeah, let's take you to your places. So they dropped the preacher off at this little spot, and he got this little room that had a bed, a table, and a chair, and a little lamp. And he goes, this is your eternal reward. Preacher says, thank you, go on. Then they get to the lawyer's place, and there's this big, huge mansion, finely manicured lawn, gold inlaid driveway. They get up, it's this big plate, big rooms everywhere. He goes, the lawyer goes, Pete, I think you made a mistake. There's a problem. You know, the preacher gets that little small, and I get this huge place. He goes, well, you're the first lawyer that's ever made it.
that was my favorite.
Oh. I didn't do that.
Of course, I got in trouble earlier tonight with my wife. I told her, I said, pull out your shirt, look down at your chest, and spell attic.
Joe.
What? What's the matter, Rich? Rich is going to get in trouble after the show.
Yep.
I can see it on his face.
You're going to get Rich in trouble during the show.
No. Rich is a much smarter man than that.
Oh, y'all didn't see the little video I posted earlier. Guy said going up to annoy his wife for the 10th time today. She's sitting there folding laundry on the bed. He reaches, grabs all of it, throws it up in there, and he says, "You're having too much fun," and walks out. I posted, nope. I want to live.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, ain't gonna do it. Nope. Mama Asplin only raised 2 fools, and neither of my sisters are here.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Did you ever see a movie called Misery?
Yep.
I dare you to mess up her laundry.
No.
Is the cat in the dryer? No, that's Joe.
Let's not talk about cats.
That's a little too soon.
And on that note,
My cat got up underneath the hood of the car.
do what?
My cat got up underneath the hood of the car.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I ran off to the grocery store real quick. Came back. There he was on the side of the road. Not a happy day.
Was this recently or?
No, it was a while back. Last cat I owned.
All
I
right.
have to use the backup camera now to make sure there's not any behind me when I'm going to work in the morning.
My Ford had this spot off to one side, right above one of the right side fender well, underneath the hood. He would get up in there and just had him in a little clubhouse. I went in there to change the air filter one day, and there's cat hair every damn where. You little jackass.
Well, Lindsay's air conditioner filter used to have a mouse living in it until we bought the car and brought it home, and the cat smelled the mouse. Air
And
conditioner filter had to be replaced, but didn't have no mouse no more.
with that, we got to say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Hi,
night,
everyone.
Good night.
Night, cat.
Time.
I'll find it. I promise. I'll find it.
Oh, I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, uplifting mind. I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space. Put out my hand and touched the face of God.